Hey, this is Chris, and we're going to do a little bit of advanced paracording video really quick. I'm going to show you guys how to do the Concho or emblem bracelets that I've been making that seem to be so popular now. What these are leather working conchos, and to make this really simple and quick, you find some kind of backing. These usually go through leather, but we're running them through strips of vinyl. We use a little piece of tape to hold it in place to let it slide. The tape has nothing to do with securing it. This is just to hold it in place where we're tying. And because I only have 10 minutes to do these videos, we're going to try to do this really quick and show you how it goes. Now we're going to do a navy bracelet. Somebody just ordered this today. It's going to be 8.5 inches. So what I do to get my 8.5 inches is I go from about the top of the cord there to the beginning of the shackle, and the thickness of the bracelet gives you a little extra, so your buckle counts for that. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Cross over with your yellow, because blue is going to be our end color. So we want to cross over with our yellow and come through here. And this is going to be our first set knot, so it's always important to pay attention on this, making sure that once you tie that knot, you check again to make sure that your size is kind of where you want it. Anybody that does these a lot, has their own way of sizing bracelets. A lot of people use wooden jigs. I don't really like that too much. We've been through that before. So okay, now we've got our set knots going, and my phone is ringing. So we're just going to let that ring right through this. Okay. So now we're going to get going here a little bit, and we're just going to let our concho hang there for now. Because that strap is going to add just a little bit of thickness, I try not to do your first run until you get to your strap only, but so tight. There's a reason for that, and I'll try to explain it as I go. Reminding you I have 10 minutes to make this, and working these conchos in isn't quite as easy as you think. I've done a few, so I'm getting the hang of it now, but now we want to start checking and making sure that our concho is going to be centered. This is 8.5, so we're going to bond about a 4.25 inch set on that. So we're getting near to where our strip would need to start getting tied down. And it's important to make sure that that strip goes in right, because if not, it's going to off-center your concho, and you're going to have a crooked bracelet, and you're not going to like it at all. Okay? Remember, you're over and under and up through the loop. Now you can try to work these in on other bracelets. What I discovered on some of the weave ones, they look a lot cooler, but you can't hide the way you attach it. Now look, see, I may have just messed my own self up there and cost myself time. We're going to see that in action right now, and I think I did do that. Okay, we're going to measure again. I got to trying to go too fast and talk myself right out of my own stuff there. Okay, so definitely want this one to pull in hard. Get that canvas in there nice and hard, like that. Now, you want these nice and tight. These, you want to pull them as tight as you friggin' can, because this is how you're going to stop that concho from pulling out of the bracelet if it gets snagged on something while you're wearing the bracelet. Okay, so now, to make sure I didn't make a tragic mistake, I have to refilm this whole video. We're at about 4.25, so we're gonna go ahead and consider that centered, and we're gonna move on. I have a strange feeling I'm not going to get this done in a 5-minute video. We may have to edit a piece of this out, but this is important. Now Zoe's working the camera for me today. Get a little bit closer down in here now and get a nice side view. Now you're coming up underneath of your concho. This is never going to go in absolutely perfect, okay? You're really going to want to make sure that you spend the time to pay attention and work this thing in. And once again, these knots got to be tight. Now you're trying to get it in up underneath of that, okay? Probably can get one more on the one side before we have to flip over. Gonna turn our little navy emblem there. Okay, and right when it touches the metal, now you'll flip around to the other side. Okay, come back up, Zoe. Keep going around, nice and tight on these knots. Not only to hold in the canvas, but because you're going to have to squeeze a whole second row up underneath of that concho when you come by with your second pass. Now, some of this part of the video might get edited out if I run out of time, but I'm really going to try to be the man here and accomplish this mission in 10 minutes. Concho is really secured there. Kind of paranoid about that tie-in. I want to make sure we're coming in at about 4 1/4, and we're good there. We're looking good on the centered part of it. Now, see how it's going to be a little thinner there after you break your canvas, so just don't pull so tight on your knots. This will all get tied in when you do your second pass. You can do lighter in and thinner in, and as long as you're really good at this, you'll be able to hide that little strip of canvas pretty good in there. But once again, you need a good anchor. You just can't run the bolt through and expect that the thing isn't gonna come out. Right, come behind me, Zoe, because I got to tie faster. All right, switching around the clamps. You guys know how I do that. We got to come back around now for the second pass. Okay, don't rest it on my shoulder because it'll make it shaky. Alright, coming back through. I'm going to at least try to make it to the concho before the time of the video runs out, so you can watch me try to work this second pass under there, because that's the most important part of this of all. All right, now that you're back on the canvas, start pulling a little tighter. That's going to help squeeze where it's a little thicker there. Try to make your band come through. Now you're going to have a little bit more yellow poke through, you'll see there, than in here. But once that's bent and worked in, you wear it a couple times, it's not really noticeable. Once again, it's important to do it that way, because if not, the concho is not going to stay in the bracelet. Whether you wearing it or you sell it to somebody, it's going to eventually come out, and that's the last thing you want. All right, now you're going to kind of have to bend your bracelet up a little bit, because this time it takes a little bit more effort to work your string in and get it centered in there. So if you look down in there, just tie your one knot nice and tight. Need to get at least one more in there, and then we'll see how the back looks. Now I'm looking there, and it is so close to being centered. We're going to try to flip it, and you're going to want to bend the other side up a little bit. We'll tie one knot and see how it goes. This is kind of a, you kind of got to feel through it kind of thing. Don't worry about the time, Zoe. Just film through it. We'll try to edit it, or we'll just cut it after that. All right, look, your back looks good. Your front looks good there. Everything's kind of fallen in place, and you've successfully worked yourself around that post twice. The thinner the canvas you use, the bigger the gap you're going to have in the screw, with the more room to work underneath of your cord. Hopefully at the end of this video, I'll try to throw up a quick picture of the finished product so you can actually see it when it's all done. But as you can see, what we've got here is an 8.5 inch bracelet that is just about completed. I know it looks like I do these really fast, but little bit of money and time and effort going into the whole prepping process and buying all the stuff and waiting and ordering and searching. So, you know, for what we charge for these, we feel that you get a really good deal on these, and they're really original. Not many people are doing any like these right now, and now I've showed you how to make your own. It's not a secret. Paracord's not patented, and I like sharing. So, because these are really awesome, and people really like them. So, once again, see how we've got our bottom there. We're going to go ahead and stop, cut, melt as quick as I can. It's alright, just hang in there. Unhook it as quick as I can. We think our camera might actually be dying just a little bit too. Give it a little bit of shape and squeeze where you put that canvas in there. Flip it around and get your screws in. Now, you take a look there. Got yourself one nice 8-inch navy Concho bracelet. And once again, this is Chris. This is Zoe. And we're Survivor Ties, and we hope you liked it. Thanks, and have a great day.